a conversation that I'm kind of, I don't, I'll use the word excited. I'm excited to have
Mm.
because I brought it up and you quickly, because I said I want to talk about it on the pod, so I don't really want to discuss it off the pod, but I brought it up for a swift second. You were like, I don't know, and I couldn't get your vibe.
Oh,
I couldn't get your vibe on it, and I honestly want to say we've had this conversation on the podcast before.
I don't know if we have. I don't know
I think
what my take was then.
what I'm talking about is Travis Hunter, Shohei Ohtani. That
Yeah,
conversation, obviously. I
yeah.
feel like we've had maybe a conversation about it. Like I remember there being something like, what would be harder, playing both ways, this and that, like whatever the fact is, whatever it was. Travis Hunter said that what he does is harder than what Shohei Ohtani does in the MLB. How do you feel about that statement?
Well, I think there's a lot of different kind of parts of that. Number one, I think it's clickbaity. I think it's Travis trying to just say shit. And at the same time, it's like you got Shador and Travis who are about to get drafted, and they're out here commenting on this and that, and neither of them are doing anything combine related. They're going to do their pro day or whatever the fuck. So I don't know. It's like it's very stupid that they're
Well,
involved in
it's
this stuff. But no, the statement is meant to bring eyeballs, but I don't think that he can compare himself. Like it's like comparing.
say it. Just say it.
Well, no,
Say it. No, say
I
it.
don't think just because you play two ways in a sport doesn't mean it's like comparing yourself to a midfielder in soccer. It's like, oh, you can run and play defense and you can run and play. It's a completely different sport. It's a completely different thing. But the biggest thing is like Shohei Ohtani is not only one of the best hitters in the world, he's also one of the best pitchers in the world. Travis Hunter has not shown either of those things. He is not a top tier. He's not played in the NFL, so we don't know if he's a top wide receiver, and we definitely don't know if he's a top DB. So we don't know if he's a top one of them, let alone two of them. Shohei
So,
Ohtani is a top two of them.
all right. All right. All right. Okay. Here's the thing. Yes, it would be harder being the Ohtani of the NFL. If there truly
Yeah,
was an
yeah,
Ohtani of the NFL, that would be a harder thing to become, to be. Um, Here's the problem.
yes,
Travis Hunter is not the Ohtani of the NFL. He has the best opportunity.
but only because he plays both ways
That's what
or
I'm saying.
wants to play both ways.
He has the best chance. He has the best opportunity. But then and just this is just a very vague thing, but I think, and it doesn't matter at all, but I think there's other athletes in the NFL that if given the opportunity to play both sides could probably do better.
Exactly.
But
You
that's
have
just
better athletes in the NFL right now
mhm.
who just because of the way football is set up through Pee Wee, high school, and college, you play one position, you pick one position at a certain level. So if someone wanted to, they could. But the thing about Shohei is that there could be a lot of guys in the MLB who are good hitters. You can go out and pitch, you're not going to be very good.
Now you
It's like
tell
you
me
can be mediocre at one or both of those things.
and you tell me if I'm tripping because I'm the last person to. I'm not a baseball guy at all. I'm not a baseball guy. I love New Era's run with MLB hats, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not a baseball guy, but this is truly how I feel. And you tell me if I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think besides the top tier NFL players, and I'm talking like, okay, what's the hardest position in the NFL? Quarterback. Boom. So we're only going to talk about them.
Yeah.
Get rid of all receivers, get rid of all running backs, DBs, whoever.
Yep.
And we're talking just quarterbacks and the top tier ones, the ones that are that can't even be replicated. The Brady's, the Mahomes, the Lamars,
Mm-hmm.
the generational talents
Yep.
at that position specifically
Yep.
is the only thing you can put over hitting a baseball in baseball.
Sure.
Like in terms of like, I get the whole hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports, but because there's so many other easy things to do in the sport of baseball, it kind of waters it down at times or takes away from how hard that one thing is.
Sure.
Like no, like, and every NFL player could go out there and play in the outfield. Like they could.
Like
They could.
if you were yeah.
Like if you train them to
it's the
fucking
same
go,
thing as it's a much easier version of
it's the same way as
punt
saying
return.
you can field anyone can field if they're fielding a punt with no pressure, with nobody running at them
Sure.
full speed. They
Sure.
can do that. They
You can catch a
and a
ball.
lot of these quarterbacks played baseball. A lot of these NFL players play baseball. Period.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
just quarterbacks, but if you want to go in the quarterback route, whatever. I truly think, no matter how good of a DB or wide receiver you think Travis Hunter is, he's not the best pure wide receiver. And when it
Not
comes
even
down
close.
to it, DB wise, sure, but I don't know if he's even the best pure corner in this draft, let alone
We don't know that
pool of NFL players.
of NFL players already there.
So
I don't know. It's very annoying to me. I mean, I just because you play both ways. I mean, it doesn't mean that you are like sure you can make the comparison that
like, and
you
you're
play
not.
both ways or whatever, but it's not the same fucking thing.
And as a receiver in DB, it's like you're not going to have, if you are the best receiver and best corner in the NFL at the same time, you're still nowhere near the same amount of impact if you're the best hitter and best pitcher at the same damn time.
For real.
Like,
Yeah.
no. Okay, so
No.
you're the two.
It's
You're
like
the
you
two.
are the. It's like you're the best quarterback and you're the best D end. You have the most sacks and you have the most touchdowns.
Yes, like you it would, and that's something that would literally be impossible, because even saying like if Lamar was the best ball hawk, it's like that still doesn't, like, being the best safety / best quarterback, it's like obviously never would happen. But even in that comparison, it would be, what would make more sense is you being to absolutely blow up any play from the defensive, from the edge, but also be able to play like fucking Patrick Mahomes on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Shohei has won MVP. Now he hasn't won MVP and Cy Young, which is best pitcher in his league, but he's been hurt, and I mean, he doesn't pitch as much as a regular pitcher would. But I mean, he already broke. He's the only player to have 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases. He's done this for 8+ years now. Won a World Series. Travis hasn't started his NFL career. We have no idea if he's even a good DB, if he's a good receiver. Maybe he's the best at both, but
and he
that's
could
a
be,
fucking
bro. He
tough
might
thing
be
to do.
and he might go out there and be a great DB.
And if he does, power to him. He hasn't done it yet.
But he's not fucking Shohei Ohtani.
He hasn't done it yet. He hasn't done it. But if he does do it, we can have that conversation. But he's not
going. We will never be, between effort, between impact, between teamwork, between how the game of football works. There will never be an Ohtani of the NFL.
There can't be.
There will never be. The two best things, or the two hardest things in baseball, doesn't include your teammates.
Or what?
Like, or doesn't include your teammates. Like, you can just solely be the best at that, and you don't need to rely on 10 other guys. If you can
pitching
be the,
sometimes, yeah, but hitting,
fuck that. If you pitch, it's up to you if he's gonna hit that damn ball or not. It's up to one guy.
True.
It's up to one guy, Devin.
True.
It ain't up to anybody else but the person
once he does
hit that motherfucker.
It's kind
sure.
Of
what happened once he hits it? The easier shit. The people that
exactly.
The easier shit happens. It's
exactly.
Like, yeah, okay. You know what's hard? You know what's probably harder than all that? Fucking line drive straight to Ohtani, having to or any other pitcher having to catch one of them. That's probably even harder than having to go out there and do whatever else they do in the outfield or in the field in general. Either way,
catching a live drive to the face, to the dome, is scary.
There will never be an
Tough.
Ohtani of the NFL it's just not. It's not possible. You have to. There's too many moving parts. There's too many people to rely on, and that's why I said the NFL. That's why I just said quarterback because it's kind of hard to even say quarterback over that because if you're just saying in terms of just throwing the football, sure, but then we're throwing in reading a defense and having all
Yeah.
that pressure on you and just being a fucking quarterback in the NFL. I
To
mean, shit, remembering a playbook. I mean, it's just
yeah,
it's those types of things that put it over
yeah,
that puts them over the edge of just
yeah,
hitting a baseball in my eyes.
yeah. But
It's
yeah,
not.
I think for Lamar, for him to be Shohei Ohtani, which he kind of is, just because he's the best dual threat quarterback we've ever seen
That's on one side of the game though.
on one side of the game, sure. But I mean, yeah, it would him, yeah, it would him. He would have to play both sides.
It can be
Um,
Lamar, it can be McCaffrey, it can be whatever dual threat, Debo Samuel, can be whatever dual threat you want to bring up. It's not somebody who is leading the league in sacks and passing touchdowns.
yeah,
That would be
but
the Ohtani of the NFL.
the thing about Otani is like if he sucked at pitching or if he was okay at pitching, if he had a 5 ERA compared to a 3 ERA, he probably wouldn't be pitching. It's like if Travis Hunter can't catch a ball for shit,
Thank you.
he's not going to be playing receiver.
Thank you. And I really
So like
hope
you have to be at the top of the top to play both in the NFL, and it's going to be very very hard.
and I really, really, really hope that he does stick to just playing on the defense side of the ball. But the problem with them just doing their pro day, Devin, and this is solely my conspiracy. I could be completely wrong, but in my eyes, you can so easily manipulate a pro day.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's the thing. It's like the funny thing about, and it's kind of expected from this camp with Shador. It's like you can kind of really only hurt yourself from
Throwing to
throwing at the
guys you've
combine.
never thrown to before, and because like what was it?
Well,
Was it
but
Will?
that's such bullshit because they're he's out here defending Will Howard. Meanwhile, Jackson Dart is out here bringing up his draft stock. There's guys out here who were projected fourth rounds who are bringing their stock back up.
Here's the thing, though. I will say, yes, it can help your stock to go out there and have great chemistry with receivers you never thrown with before. But no matter what, whether you're projected to go number one or last, you're going to be given a full training camp to build chemistry with your receivers. So it's not really
Yeah,
fair to say to Will Howard like you're trash. Like,
no,
oh, maybe give him an hour to talk over with
agreed,
your receivers, and maybe they can
agreed.
make something shake. Do you like a 7 or a 9? Like it's just certain things. It's like it's just certain things that through a training camp or through an off season you'd figure out.
No,
Um,
of course, but
but
then
now,
you go back
but
and you look at Will Howard's struggles from earlier in the year when people were calling him a terrible quarterback and all that stuff. So, but
mm,
no, Shador had nothing to gain from doing anything in the combine. I think he knows that. Um, I think same thing with Travis. The second you get compared directly to these people, things look a little bit different. So the
mhm.
only thing that could have happened is their draft stock falls, and people are already projecting, like you sent me earlier, Shador's stock falling.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, and I want to end this segment by saying because I know every Travis Hunter, Dick Ryder didn't make it this far and already in the comments hating. I don't. I'd love to see bro do very well in the
I would love
NFL.
to see him be the best
Like
at both positions,
I still sit here and
and
harp on
and
the
and they
fact
can talk
that
all that bullshit about him winning both awards in college, but go look at the numbers. He wasn't the best DB. He wasn't the best receiver in college.
like I truly don't care about his fucking girlfriend and whatever's going on with stupid online bullshit.
Bro,
Like I still harp on the fact that I wish he did go to like a Florida State or Bama and like we actually got to really
we got to
see
see him.
a full because if he would have went to one of those schools, they weren't gonna do this both side bullshit. I don't know.
No, it's
Whatever.
fall in line, bro.
I want to see Travis Hunter coached by someone that's not Deion Sanders.
And we
That's
will.
I think that's when we'll see the best version of Travis Hunter.
I hope so.
Fully formed Travis
But
Hunter. All
what's
right.
what's crazy to me is like I get that he wants to play both sides and change the game or whatever, but how much better could he be at receiver or DB if he stuck to one of them? Like if you spent all of your time doing
yeah,
that one thing, I think you'd be a little bit better.
he could probably be the best DB. Period. Best DB. Period. All right.